The black widow spider, as a skilled and lethal predator, fully embodies the mantra of girl power. Female black widows are more dominant and deadly than their male counterparts. With pure venom, the female black widow entangles and kills the male after copulating. It is not a man's world. As nature is the best instructor, the term Black Widow has been appropriated to label women who delete, destroy, and or devour their male significant others. Liam Payne fell victim to the sticky web cast by some of his girlfriends. Spinning a web shrouded in abusive actions, these women devoured Liam Payne emotionally, spiritually, financially, and physically, ultimately contributing to the chaos that led to his untimely demise. Hello, hello, and thank you for joining me. This is Tentacular Thoughts, here to reveal hidden connections that may have been overlooked. Today, we are exploring the Black Widows in Liam Payne's life. Now, I am not suggesting that these women directly unalived Liam, but rather it is through their negative tendencies that indirectly lead him down a dark and slippery slope, causing the chaotic demise. Keep in mind that everything that I state is alleged and solely my opinion. All use of copyrighted materials is protected under the copyright law of 1976, as this video is intended for educational purposes. A big thank you to all of my new subscribers. It's awesome to have you. So please subscribe. It is an easy and free way to support this growing channel and its mission. Also, please hit that like button and keep on commenting. I love hearing about the connections you've made. We are exploring the certain forms of abuse suffered by Liam Payne at the hands of some of his intimate partners. Let's explore. Is there a pattern? The objectification of Liam Payne began when he was 14 years old, auditioning for X Factor. Look at Liam. Yes, that is his future baby mama who met Liam when he was just 14 years old. Interesting thing about Cheryl Tweedy, or shall I say Cheryl Cole, because at this time she is currently married to famous UK footballer, aka soccer player, Ashley Cole. She got her start by by being a contestant on a show that was similar to X Factor, something of a making the band type of show. And she has had several number one hits in the UK. She's also considered a very, very knowledgeable individual on the pop music industry, particularly in the United Kingdom, and is considered an accomplished judge on X Factor. He is a 14-year-old.
I think you're really cute. I think you're really cute. I think you're really cute.
With this woman, we are softened. We have softened the label. Look, their love is branded as unconventional. In the woke era, right? Don't we see that Cheryl Tweedy is giving off pedo vibes? Correct? So why is there still an inability to let boys and young men be victims of sexual exploitation? And that was his first audition. Here is his second audition tape. He is 6. Cheryl is hungrily staring at Liam, flirting with him. She is blatantly hitting on him. It's disturbing. With her being a judge, her behavior is even more outlandish, as judges should not harbor romantic feelings for their contestants, because that creates an imbalance of power. Just the same as with bosses, teachers, or individuals in positions of power, they cannot nurture thoughts of banging an individual who is the subordinate. Management can't, by ethical and in certain cases legal codes, hook up with individuals whom they evaluate. Although they didn't publicly acknowledge their relationship status until 2016, Liam Payne has said, let's take a look.
The mom was a judge
Yep.
on X Factor,
Yep.
Rigged.
judging you, rigged.
Yeah.
Baby mama drama, brother.
Listen, when I was 14, I was hot.
From Liam's own words, we can see that from his perspective, the relationship to this relationship at 14. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not bashing Cheryl. I understand that her son's father passed away too soon and that she now has to act as both father and mother. However, there is a creep factor to her that further complicates the entire situation. She comes off as being very hungry, very thirsty, I should say, for Liam Payne, who is clearly a minor, clearly a child. Starting in one direction exposed Liam Payne to exploitative situations. What people need to understand is that abuse is not a single discrete event. Abuse is part of a cycle. The cycle of abuse, the cycle of violence, it is called. An individual such as Liam Payne, who has been clearly groomed, an individual who has been abused, will take turns being the abuser and the victim. So it becomes no surprise that Liam would then get into a relationship with Maya Henry. Now look at this. He first meets Maya Henry in a fan meet and greet in 2015 when she was 15. So in some ways, Liam is reenacting what has been done to him by Cheryl Cole. Now, Maya Henry has come out and stated that this meet and greet was something where she was one of 1,000 fans, like meaningful of an interaction as one may think. Okay, but still, it is still very interesting that Liam meets his new relationship, his new partner, Maya Henry. He meets her while he is taking on the role that Cheryl Cole took when he got involved with her. There is an 8-year difference between Liam and Maya. He after broke up with Cheryl Cole in 2018 and he thrust himself head on into the relationship with Maya Henry. He proposed in 2019, but they ultimately ended their relationship for good in May 2022. Now, this relationship was rocky. If you don't know, Maya Henry released a book in May of 2024 in which she is it's considered a fiction story. However, she has stated that it is inspired and influenced by actual events. Her book is about a young girl who ends up romancing and becoming the girlfriend of a very famous pop singer. She has stated that the scenarios of abuse that she depicts in her book uh, are taken from her real life scenarios that she experienced with Liam Payne.
He would text my mom, I'm not doing well, have Maya contact me because I wouldn't respond. And it's just always the same cycle.
Ugh.
And every time that, like, for example, when I announced my book, he did the same thing. He called my mom, I think I'm not going to be around much longer. And
Oh my God.
and I don't play with death. So I'm like, if you say this, I'm going to try and help you no matter what you've done. And I think he took advantage of my family's kindness. And I was like, if you want to go back to rehab, I'll help you, even though, whatever. And not that I ever wanted to be back with him, but he's still somebody's child. He's somebody's brother.
First and foremost, I must say there is no justification for abuse. Absolutely no justification of it or for it. Maya makes very obtuse, very nebulous descriptions of abuse. Nothing concrete. But the interesting thing that Maya says is that she doesn't play with death. Did you hear that? She says she doesn't play with death, meaning that if someone was saying that they were going to die or felt as if they were going to die, she would be there for them. She would outreach and try to help them. She also states that Liam is calling her frequently, saying that he thinks he's going to die, yet and still she doesn't help him. Instead of reaching out a caring and concerned hand, lending a listening ear, she mocks him by writing this book, which she is marketing as a tell all about the horrible abuse she suffered at the hands of Liam Payne. She mocks him by doing this podcast. We just saw this podcast, and guess when this podcast aired? On October 14th, 2024, 2 days before Liam's passing. Maya, I've got to ask, is your head so far up your bunghole that you didn't see Liam's cries as cry for help? You narcissistic wench. I mean, you say that you are going to be there for anyone who says that they are going to die, but that's not true. You are full of hot air because you were not there when Liam said he was going to die. All the times that you profess that he called you, you did not once answer the phone or call him back when you heard that he felt his life was going to be over soon. Instead of answering his calls, you tell the world that he is manipulating you. Didn't it ever dawn on you, especially with your whole modus operandi of helping those in need, didn't it dawn on you that Leon is saying that he needs help, that he needs your help? Why weren't you there? Now, people will say that I'm not being sensitive. Like I said previously, there is no justification for abuse. And I'm not necessarily saying that it didn't happen or that it did. I mean, how am I to know? I wasn't there. But what I am saying is that Maya comes across as being jaded and in some ways seems to be stretching the truth. Coming across as a woman scorned who's trying to brutalize Liam Payne for breaking up with her, for cheating on her possibly, or just for ending the relationship. Maya definitely does not want to get Liam Payne out of her head. Remember how scorned she was when Liam was dating this girl? And she had said that Liam was her fiance. When she saw these photographs, she said that Liam was her fiance and that he was cheating on her at this moment. But in reality, Maya and Liam had broken up months prior. She tried to make everyone think that Liam was cheating on her, like he was the bad guy. Maya Henry is so obsessed, she gives out stalker vibes. All right? Throughout her own narrative, she's constantly meeting up with Liam every 2 or 3 years from the age of 15. Stalk much? Until finally, she ends up in a relationship with him. My goodness, she is the hand that rocks the cradle, or single white female. If you haven't seen those movies, go see them because they do a great job of depicting seriously obsessed, seriously pressed individuals. Maya Henry is that I'm your number one fan. Truly, the only question that I have for Miss Henry is why does her book, which was released in May of 2024, include a section where the main character, whom is based off of, whom she said was patterned after Payne, is threatening to off himself by jumping over a balcony. Is this an example of life imitating art? How is that you were able to identify the mode of demise? How were you able to do that if you are not in any way involved?